Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back for another YouTube video. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm going to be giving you another Cardano update. Of course, we are going to recap on our last update and how things have played out so far. We're going to look at the weekly, the daily and the 4-hourly chart and tell us what they are indicating in my opinion. We're going to look at the entire market and see what we think is going to happen next, guys. I have some really exciting things to share with you, reasons why I am personally exceptionally bullish on Cardano right now, guys. And of course, we are going to be doing a quick review on the Cardano Africa special. For those of you who missed it yesterday, we'll give you a quick recap. It's not going to be an in-depth recap. We're just going to talk about some of the partnerships and what this actually means for Cardano. And why this is essentially another factor to Cardano being a fantastic investment in my opinion. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into this video and let's start by taking a look at where Cardano is today. Cardano is actually sold off on the daily. It's currently set at $1.35 and up a whopping 24% on the 7-day. Has a market cap of $43.3 billion. So still under Doge at one point. Remember, Doge got to $50 billion. Cardano isn't even there yet. This is an exceptionally undervalued project. That's one of the reasons I keep bringing that up. Now, what we're going to do straight away, guys, is we're going to get into the charts. Take note of the fact that the entire market is now moving upwards. This could be a bullish sign. On our last video, we essentially looked at the weekly and we said, look, the EMA is down here, and this EMA is going to act as support. That's what it does in a bull market. In a bear market, it acts as resistance. In a bull market, it acts as support, and you will keep coming down on numerous occasions and touching this. Now, let's take us to a chart with a little bit more detail, and that is the daily. And I want to point something out, guys. I have been saying for a while now that we are going to start impulsing to the upside in Cardano. I think a period of consolidation is still to come. However, I think it's going to be somewhat upward consolidation before we break this resistance. And I'll take you to a 4-hourly so we can really see it in more detail. And then we see some sort of an explosive move that we saw prior. We've pointed out that essentially on the daily, what we're looking at is this, what's essentially taking place today has already taken place in my opinion. And after that consolidation period, you had a move that essentially took Cardano nearly times Cardano's price by 3 from around about 34 cents all the way up to around about 94 cents. So it was a fantastic move. We think a similar one is coming very, very shortly, guys. We just need to get this period of consolidation out the way of. Let's take a quick look at the 4-hourly to kind of give us even more information. Now, like I say, we'll go back to the daily very quickly. This is essentially going to start acting as an elevator, the same way it has here. You know, once you kind of cross this period, you are then going to continue to stay above it, in my opinion. So if you can continue to stay above this EMA on the daily and the weekly, and of course the 4-hourly, what we're going to look at now, you are going to do just fine. You can see how this EMA is really acting as support here, and you are going to ride it like an elevator, a similar way to what we saw here, and what you see essentially every time that you break above it. Guys, I am super, super bullish of Cardano, and I'm anticipating that we are essentially going to kind of move up in this sort of a fashion in accordance with the EMA until we reach this resistance, which if we get rejected off, of course, we'll sell off. But more than likely, guys, I think what is going to happen is you are going to break through this resistance with momentum, guys. I think that is on the cards. So exceptionally bullish in Cardano. I think the entire market is heating up. If we look at Bitcoin, this is of course a weekly. This EMA essentially acts as a springboard. And every time we kind of start to fall back down to it and gravity kicks in, it's essentially led with a more explosive move to the upside. We think that's coming for the overall market. Why does Bitcoin represent the overall market? Well, because Bitcoin, of course, is that driver of value. It is the the entire market is still largely tethered to Bitcoin. So all the altcoins really are tethered to Bitcoin. You can certainly see that in, Bitcoin's structure. And if you look at other coins, you can compare it, and they have very, very similar structure. And you got to remember, guys, you've not broke this all-time high, the prior all-time highs in 2017 that we had with any significant momentum. We think that is all still to come. 1,001 reasons why you should be bullish. Now, guys, I want to very, very quickly talk about the Cardano Africa special. There was some absolute great reveals in that special. It really kind of summed up what Cardano is actually trying to do in Africa. And essentially, Cardano are trying to bring some sort of a stable financial system to the people of Ethiopia to start with. Now Tanzania, that was another partnership that was revealed. And essentially what this is going to lead to, and this is obviously the hopes for Cardano and the team, is that we have a kind of Pan-African currency or financial system that essentially runs on the Cardano network. The Ethiopian news was the 5 million people onboarded, was essentially to do with the educational system in Ethiopia. It's essentially an ID that will run on the Cardano network that will be tethered to the individuals. So the people who are taking part in the education, they will have a solid, immutable form of identification that's saved on Cardano's blockchain that they can then take with them through life. I think this is going to be largely successful if they've already got their feet under the table with Ethiopia. You know, this is really just the start, in my opinion. They are going to essentially, over the coming years, build on top of their kind of the groundwork that they've put in. I'm exceptionally bullish. We can see they have partnerships with Tanzania, which is one of the neighboring African countries. It's not long, in my opinion, guys, before Cardano kind of spreads throughout Africa and you end up with this kind of Pan-African ideology or this Pan-African system. Why do I think that is? Well, I think that Cardano is largely going to be a good thing for Ethiopia. I think it's going to bring some of the basic things that we kind of take for granted in the West to the people of Ethiopia, and you know it's going to work very well with the government. It's going to onboard a lot of things, and I ultimately think that, you know, the success that Cardano has in Ethiopia is going to be widely acknowledged from these other surrounding countries that are very, very poor countries, by the way. Africa is a poor continent as a whole. Ethiopia is not as poor as perhaps Sudan or South Sudan or some of these other, you know, the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's not quite as poor as some of these other countries. It is still a very, very poor country. And like I say, we could see their kind of standards of living being improved by this technology. And ultimately, you know, it's really what blockchain is all about, guys. It's about, you know, Bitcoin came about because Satoshi wanted to create a peer-to-peer system that was trustless and didn't involve a third party such as a bank. Or custodian or who government or whoever that may be. That is really the basic principles of blockchain technology. Now, people have built on top of that. You know, Ethereum looked at Bitcoin and said, let's build on top of that. And Cardano claims to have looked at Ethereum and said, let's make a third generation, Ethereum being a second and Bitcoin being a first. You know, this is huge, guys, and I really think that not only is this going to spread throughout Africa, but this is going to spread throughout the entire world, guys. If they succeed in what they're doing, and there is a number of there's a lot of evidence to suggest that they are indeed succeeding in what they are doing. You know, the Tanzania partnership. This is, you know, proof, in my opinion, that this coin, Cardano, is going to do exceptionally well. We know we're in a bull market this year. We've looked at that on a number of occasions. You know, you can see how the EMA acts. And I follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory. That's the main way I knew we were going to come into a bull market. But if you look at the charts and you look at the EMA, you know, you can see bull market is when we're above it, bear market below it. We're above it right now. And there is no sort of sign of this slowing down, in my opinion. I think this market, once it's kind of finished its sell-off, is going to start impulsing to the upside, guys, and you are going to continue to make all-time highs across the board. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm very, very bullish. I love the fact that Cardano are, you know, absolutely making complete breakthroughs in terms of the blockchain space. And it's not just bullish for Cardano, it's bullish for the entire space, guys. You know, the fact that blockchain technology is running a whole sector of a government is, you know, the first of many, in my opinion. And also, for those of you who believe that the world is perhaps moving towards a one-world government or a global kind of system, perhaps Cardano, and this is me just throwing it out there, I'm not saying it is or it isn't, may play a role in that. And onboarding a country such as Ethiopia that is largely, certainly when it comes down to the citizenship, segregated from the kind of world financial system as it is, onboarding those people could perhaps be one sort of step towards moving to that global government or that global whatever. That's neither here nor there, guys, just food for thought, something interesting for you guys to go away and think about. Certainly something that I think about, you know, and I think blockchain technology, if you do believe that the world is going to move towards a kind of global financial system, is going to play a huge role in that. In fact, it's going to be a staple in that, in my opinion. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. Let's do a quick recap before I wrap this video up. I love and leave you. You know, we are going to start, in my opinion, sort of riding up on this EMA until we reach this level. We'll see whether we get a sell-off or what happens there, but ultimately are going to pierce this at some point, and that is going to be greeted with a big move to the upside. You know, $3 plus quite easily, in my opinion. once this thing sort of decides to continue moving, guys. We've seen this play out time and time again. The times that I've got highlighted for you on the chart aren't the only times that it's taken place, but they're the ones we're looking at today. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. If you've enjoyed this content, a like is always appreciated. I just thought I'd keep this short and sweet. I want to know your comments, guys. Are there ways I can improve the channel? Lots of people saying about the quality of the videos. They would like to see me in 1080p. I don't think it's me they want to see. I think it's the charts. That dream of yours is going to become a reality, guys. We are working on the production. We've got a lot of things coming, and that's really where we're going. So anything else you guys think I can improve on, please drop me a comment. And I'm going to love and leave you guys. Get subscribed to one of the fastest and realest growing YouTube channels out there. And I will see you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching.